Okay, so before we dive into this video, let me mention that this Arctic Wolf is not half-ton towable. I know that we're gonna look at some numbers and you're gonna see numbers and you're gonna say, hey, my F-150 or my Ram 1500 or my GM truck is more than capable enough of towing this. But we're gonna talk about that when we kick this video off. Hang tight, I'll be right back. First of all, give a big shout out to the folks over at Funtown RV. This is their RV party that they do in Dallas, Texas every year at the AT&T Stadium. This is the Cowboy Stadium. They park about 130 of them inside and then about 150 outside. So they got a lot of RVs to show in a nice air-conditioned space that is protected from the outside weather. That said, when I say this is not half-ton towable, let me explain why. It has a gross vehicle weight rating of 9,900 pounds. Well, that is well under the tow capacity of a lot of max tow half-ton trucks. Let's say you have 1,800 pounds of payload capacity and 11,500 pounds towing capacity per se. Your towing capacity is there, but your payload capacity is not going to be there. 1,400 pounds is dry. Let's say you load that front storage area up with, several hundred pounds worth of stuff. And let's just say you add about 400 pounds to this. So you're at 1,800 pounds, which is typically the max of most max tow package half-ton trucks. But let's just say you have a unicorn truck that has 2,000 pounds worth of cargo capacity. Well, this is where you run into problems. A hitch is going to weigh about 150 to 200 pounds. So right there, you're at about 2,000 pounds worth of weight that will be pressing against the back of your truck before you've ever loaded people, cargo, and supplies into your truck. Now, if you have like 2,400 pounds worth of cargo capacity, you may be able to get away with a half-ton truck if it's only maybe a couple that's in it, not a family, not a bunch of supplies, and not a lot of things in the vehicle. But you do always have to pay attention to both numbers. You can't just look at the gross vehicle weight rating, and you can't just look at the hitch capacity. You have to look at both. Now, if you are well under what your trailer weighs, for instance, cargo carrying capacity is 2,242 pounds. The hitch weight is still going to be 1,400 pounds dry. So any weight you add to the front cargo area, a percentage of that is going to be applied to your hitch weight. You may not hit your gross vehicle weight. You may actually only be at 8,800 pounds, right? You may only load 1,100 pounds worth of stuff in on top of the dry weight, and you may be well below what your gross vehicle weight rating is, but your hitch weight is still starting at 1,400 pounds, which means when you start to load up your RV, that number is going to subtly increase until you could very likely overload your vehicle. So just keep that in mind. That's why I would say this is 3/4 ton towable. Maybe it doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest 3/4 ton, but if you have about 3,200 pounds worth of cargo capacity in your truck, you should be able to manage something like this without much of an issue. Okay, so this is the 27 SGS, and of course you need to know your numbers. You need to go over everything and make sure whatever truck you have is capable of towing the trailer and it meets all the specifications and you still practice very safe towing. So again, for a under 10,000 pound GVWR trailer, this is pretty dang cool. Comes really well equipped. Has an MSRP of $69,000, which I think anybody would say is way too high. 22 grand off of that brings the price of this one down to $46,988. So, it's a pretty fair price for what you're getting. They have some really bright LEDs up there because you can see that they're illuminating the roof probably more than they're supposed to. Nice freestanding dinette table here, 2 chairs, a little ottoman at the end. You have 2 recliners right here. A lot of windows in this unit. I mean, there are a ton of windows in this unit, and a lot of people would really like that. Something small like this, get you close to something, have lots of visibility to look outside of it. This is a really cool compact camper. Now, as small as this kitchen may seem, believe it or not, this is about the size of kitchen you get in large toy haulers with large garages. They give you something really small like this because they're trying to give you as much garage space as possible. So when you think about what you're looking at here, to actually have a reasonable sized kitchen in a unit that typically would have something even smaller, this is really nice. I like what I see here. 12-volt refrigerator, on-demand tankless water heater, One Control Smart RV technology. Let's see, you have 6 foot 4 inches for slide room height, which is actually really nice. This is a lot taller than you would typically see in a lot of small compact RVs. Has a love seat right here. This will fold into a bed. And of course you have your 2 recliners there. I like how they put a divider here. You have kind of this multi-purpose sink area, which is actually pretty nice. I love the fact that they give you this little washer for your glasses. You simply push your glass down here, it washes the inside out. 3-burner stove oven combination. Nice drawer that matches beneath it. You have your Gerard microwave above it. This looks really nice over here. Good amount of storage in here. Now the only thing, well, you know, I was gonna say it lacks drawers, but it has a good number of drawers for what it is, and I like that they put dividers here. And these drawers aren't too deep. So it gives you a nice, usable drawer. And this whole kitchen setup is actually really nice for the size of trailer this is. You have a nice decorative dimensional backsplash, so that's nice. It's not just flat wallboard. It actually has a nice dimension to it. You have your controls here with your Bluetooth connect right here. On-demand water heater controls and your air conditioning controls. Good size shower. You have a spot here to hang up your towels and your robe. It's a nice sink setup. Good room. I think the basin's a little bigger than it needs to be, but you still have plenty of room around it, so I can appreciate that. Good sized medicine cabinet. And a lot of storage in there for towels, toiletries, and such. Okay, let's look at the master bedroom. I like how low the bed is. That is really nice. Super easy to get on. I'd replace the mattress pretty dang quick with something a little bit more comfortable, or a lot more comfortable. Just keep in mind, mattresses add a lot of weight. So if you get like a 200-pound mattress, you put it in here, a lot of that weight will apply directly to your tow vehicle because we are in the upper deck directly above where your tow vehicle would be. Okay, over here, you have some really nice nightstands, a lot of space. If you have a CPAP, if you have anything over here, this is a really good space for it. Cabinetry over here, more up here. You have another thermostat here, so you have 2 air conditioning units in here, which is kind of rare. That's actually a good thing to see. Closet space right here. Actually, it's a weird way of opening the doors, but it works out. Spot to mount your TV. There's your power and cable as well. I'm actually really surprised that this unit has 2 air conditioning units inside of it. What do you guys think? This is a pretty cool floor plan. I have to say, I really like it. And if you have like a 3/4 ton truck, smaller family, you know, that's gonna turn into a bed, so you could easily sleep a few more kids in here if you wanted to. But this isn't a bad setup at all. This is a really comfortable, cozy setup. Still gives you good isolation. You have your L-shaped seating area here, plus you have a dinette area for 4. That's really nice. And, you know, this is just a great, great way to get away without having a huge fifth wheel behind you. Let's take a look at the outside real quick. All right, so I wasn't suspecting any type of suspension upgrades, but this one doesn't disappoint me because it doesn't have any suspension upgrades. It doesn't surprise me either. Coming around to the back, LED lighting. I love the luggage rack here on the back. I always like that. Nice setup. It is prepped for a Furrion wireless backup camera. The Lippert on-the-go ladder system back here. You have your 50 amp cable because it does have 2 air conditioning units. The tires on here are Tomahawk tires. Yeah, I would probably replace those after a couple thousand miles, just because it's not really a brand of tire that I really recommend. On-demand water heater, outside shower. Here's your water connection panel. Different than most fifth wheels who house it inside of here. Pass-through storage. You know, by putting it up there, though, it doesn't take up any of your pass-through storage, which is nice. Your auto leveling controls are right there. And then you have your propane tanks on each side. And they're 20-pound tanks, but you could fit a 30-pound tank on each side in this, which is nice. What is also really nice is that this has the Space Saver upper deck. So this has a stronger frame section up front by using the Space Saver upper deck, which is nice. And then the Rhino box. But this is a cool setup, especially some of the perks that it has, like the auto leveling. I don't know if this is locked. Nope. Here's your spare tire, your batteries, solar charge controller, and your power disconnect. What do you guys think? I'm actually pretty impressed with this unit. A reasonable price. It's got a lot of space inside of it, super tall ceilings. There's a lot going on here. I'd love to know your opinion. Please leave a comment below. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.